All right. Um, let's remember that these are psychological, just kind of breakdowns and realities. But fourth video out, 3 weeks in, 15 trading days. We've still made a ton of hell of progress. I mean, as you can tell, we're literally at the most boringest area. I think without the bag, this would just be like the perfect like backdrop, which it's cool and all, but damn, it's been 3 weeks, almost the end of November or October, and we actually followed our rules. We actually stayed very disciplined, stayed very secured. I actually adjusted a couple of things, and that is I adjusted the idea of 10 micros to 1 mini because NQ price action is a lot nicer than MNQ, and I see a lot more opportunity over there. Yeah, it's like 12 a.m. at night and I'm supposed to be sleeping. I gotta wake up tomorrow, but it's okay. I told myself I was gonna make a psychology video today. Did a lot of thinking. Was very pissed off this week, and I'm actually gonna break down why I was. Yeah, pissed off. Journaled every day I did. Followed my whole trade execution process ideas. Went a little beyond. Mullets growing out. Yeah. I don't know what else to honestly kind of break down as like key points, but definitely we're just gonna go straight into why I was mad, mainly starting Saturday, Sunday. Then talk about what has been going on this whole week, thought process, the reason why I switched from NQ to MNQ or MNQ to NQ, and I think the one more process is why I took Tuesday off. So I'm gonna kind of go over that whole idea. Starting off with just, why was I mad? I was genuinely pissed off last week, well, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because my buddies are, we love going cafe, and the reason why I love going cafe, and the only reason why I love doing that is so that we can grind, we can get better, become stronger, become better as a team. They say surround yourself with people who you want to be with and you'll end up being one of them. Not, they won't be one of you, but you'll end up being one of them. And that's one thing that I kind of been focused on this week a lot as well. Saturday, I was hitting up my boys and I was like, hey, yo, let's go cafe, let's go grind, let's go work on stuff. They're like, oh man, dude, I low-key don't want to, I got nothing to do. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean you got nothing to do? Like let's grind. And then Sunday morning came in, pulled up to church. I'm like, hey boys, let's grind, and they're like, nah, let's not grind. And I'm like, dude, what are you like? What are you guys gonna do at home? Oh, all right, fine, we'll go cafe. So we go cafe, and we pull up there. They're goofing off. They're like, dude, we should go hang out. We should this, that. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, we're not gonna go hanging out. We're not. I don't want to. I mean, they can go hanging out. I don't want to. I'm not going to go hanging out with them. I'm not going to go chill with them. I'm not going to go do this. I'm not going to go do that. The reason why I go cafes is because it's very beneficial for me to just sit there, plan, and execute for the week, which is what I've been doing this whole week. Another thing that's been very, very powerful to me is the idea of, oh, dude, let me just, figure, shit out. Oh, let me just sit there and work on my craft day and day and day and day and, continue grinding, continue going. Yeah, I mean, that was a really big benefit for me. Saying, okay, I'm going to, continue grinding, continue pushing. And Sunday night, or Sunday morning after church, after cafe, I found out I had no Wi-Fi. So I was like, bummed out like crazy. I was like, that was my only opportunity. Should have done a little bit more work, should have done some little breakdown. So I kind of just chilled, but I was like very thought process based because I like literally rotted in bed all day. I was like, dude, like, why do I hang out with these homies when I can't even, get myself together? And why can't I sit there and just focus, on myself? Like, why do I need them? And I started to realize the effect that hanging out with them was constantly screwing me over. And I was mad about that because I started to spend more time with them than I did with people who were trying to achieve the same goals as me, such as, the Discord that we have. Other people, mentors, people who know markets a lot more. So I started hanging out with them a lot more, and I started talking with them, questioning them, just understanding the mindset, understanding the idea, the way that people think that I want to think and that I want to stay consistent in thinking. And I know I talked about this last episode. Repetition and emotional pressure is what causes a person to, be rewired. And I heard that and I was like, whoa, I've been just kind of applying that whole idea, because when you are constantly putting in the repetition of constantly hanging out with the same friends, your brain rewires to the same idea. I was like, that kind of connects. And the way that, the energy that you bring within a friend group, if it connects with 4 other dudes, most likely the 5th dude to be influenced. And if it doesn't connect to a positive way, usually you will be affected in a negative way. And that's kind of one thing I noticed within myself. And another thing, the reason why today or this whole week you guys were checking journals, I was checking journals trying to get everything done. I was stressing out that I couldn't read everyone's journals on Monday. And I mean, I took the trade, I journaled right away after. It was like one loss, one win. It was like $800 win, which ended up being $400 profit, etc. You can look at the channel. I basically was able to, construct myself and continue growing in a sense. And I tried my best to continue, doing better and better. And that's what the whole idea of taking Tuesday off for, because I was very distressed in the idea of, okay, I'm definitely pissed off. I'm definitely stressed. Let me cut off something that's, that could take away the stress, because it's a lot of emotional pressure. And that's the brain loves to rewire on, emotional pressure. So with that intention, I sat there and I was like, hey, I have emotional pressure that's constantly affecting me. I need to build something up. And that building up was kind of just, refinement, psychology. And the whole idea of that was build yourself up before you start helping out others, because others already got it. They just need to put in the reps, So that was kind of my whole entire thing. And that's kind of why I was upset a lot of this week. I literally just hanged out with the wrong friends and killed me mentally. And then I hanged out with the same friends during school, and they're all over talking about, oh, this is funny, oh, this is funny. I guarantee that same friend, his name is Jacob, he sent me maybe 40 TikToks today. But like, still, what are you doing for sending 40 TikToks and then telling me I can't lock in because it's boring or something, or I just want to do flipping cars or some BS? And it's okay, you're like, oh, but like there's a guy named Matt Armstrong that's, pulling out a ton of money. Okay, cool. Why aren't you there? They were telling me how they were going to start working at a car dealership. And I'm like, nigga, like, how are you going to get there? And it was just a whole idea of just constantly going and going and going. And that mentally destroyed me. And it finally got to me to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm cutting off everybody who doesn't let me, everybody who distracts me away from my goals. Snapchat, I don't even text people. I literally just send snaps and that's it. Instagram, I'll look into, small little things, stories, yada yada. And then TikTok, I literally could care less about that crap, dude. I had it deleted, and then I downloaded it Tuesday. And then another nice thing that helped me benefit was Tuesday, I went hanging out with a couple buddies. I didn't trade, I back tested and everything. I was kind of studying Axel's model. Same thing I've been kind of journaling about. Um, I went hanging out with them, and one of the guys had an M3 competition, and it truly pushed me to want to get one again, like even harder. I wanted to get one, but I was very hesitant if I was going to get it this year, and now I'm kind of very persuasive that I will get it this year, and I'm just constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing because I see very big potential within the end of the year. And yes, you're like, oh, but December's the slowest price action. I'm like, okay, but what did December provide still? It provided moves, it provided ideas. If you're doing 5 minis a day, you're still gonna get those same small moves that literally add up. What, $2,000 win, $4,000 win, $5,000 win, $9,000 win, $6,000 win. It adds up. Maybe it might be slower price action. Okay, that's cool. Then there comes the idea of patience. You just don't have patience if you can't trade it. But I hanged out with buddies on Tuesday, and I was like, I already journaled, already back tested. I was just chilling with them. I was like, hey, like, they're like, let's go Top Golf. So we went to Top Golf, we're kicking it, and they're like, dude, I was like sitting there and I was like talking with them, and they're like older than me. They're like, yo, like lock in, like you gotta, do your thing. And then they were talking. So one guy does photography, one guy does some other work. I completely forgot, and I did trading. So we were kind of just talking about our own little niches. I talked to them about trading. The other guy was talking about his stuff. And then one guy did photography with cars, and he gets paid for it. And he's like, dude, I get so bored because, I do wedding editing, and I do car editing after recording photos and, doing videos and edits and everything. He posts on Instagram. They go viral and everything. He knows what he's doing. But point being, he's crazy with it, and he like truly pushed me again to, just do better. And crazy part was today he texted me saying, yo, my buddy right here, and he like sent a picture. And he's like, he better cop this one. And it was like an M3 competition, literally the exact model that I kind of wanted. Gray with black rims, and then eventually wrap it to like mocha brown, which was literally what I wanted to do. And it pissed me off because I was like, dude, like I'm sitting here, trying to follow my rules and everything. And it's cool, I'm following my rules. There's a time and place for everything. But it like pissed me off because I was like, dude, I know I could do a lot better this week. And Wednesday came by, took a L. Thursday came by, took another L, and I got upset, and I was like, dude, what am I reading price action wrong? Wednesday, journal, I was like, hey, it's okay, journal. Thursday came by, well, FOMC came by, so I understood why the loss happened. It was like just low probability for me. After FOMC, we got Thursday, which I was expecting a higher move, and I just literally caught the opposite side of the market. That was very upsetting to me. Then I was about down like $1,000 on the market. Well, technically $700 I was down. And I was like, fudge, that's gonna kind of suck. After that, we did start to see, progression of me. I decided to sit in a ton of different calls yesterday. I was talking with people, I was journaling. I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, what do you see? And they're like, hey, and then Rio was talking to me, and he was like, dude, I don't know why, but I genuinely think that you're just, overcomplicating it. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, you always come up with a new concept. And that just sounds like, to me, shiny object syndrome. It's the idea of you constantly find something that looks good, so you run to it, learn it, and then you get absorbed into it, becoming that idea of, let me go here, let me go there, let me go there, let me go here. This looks cool. Oh, that's shiny. Oh my goodness, let me go to it. But yeah, like that's kind of an issue I had. So he was like, dude, simplify the concepts, don't be too complicated with it, do what you know what to do, nothing too crazy. And I was like, all right, I'll do what I know what to do, my thing, I did my thing. Traded today, took a 1 minute order block. I was like, hey, if it were to invalidate this order block, it's a likely chance it's going to invalidate that SIBI. So let me just take that order block gets tapped in, does its thing. Okay, cool. Draw liquidity is met. It was a clean 1500. I was proud of it. I was happy. And I was like, okay, so now next thing to do is look for, our next trade objectives. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for next week. Starting to understand the 4-day candle. And then my second point of what I wanted to talk about was, man, I forgot. Oh, crap, that I forgot. I think it's something to do with like journaling or breaking down why I was mad. Yeah, low-key forgot. There was also me journaling. I did every single day. Back tested it on Tuesday. Back tested wrong. Thursday did a lot of back testing for Tuesday because I did it wrong. Learned some steps, learned some different issues, learned different PDRAs and whatnot. All that benefited me to the most, which I appreciate. And then I just took it simple, took it slow, and I just, did it easily for Friday. Did the same things I knew. If there was no same things, I was just kind of playing my, book, continuation-based entries and whatnot, which was perfectly okay for me. I mean, I'll take them. I don't care about these top ticks and bottom ticks. I naturally will end up getting them if I'm just trading the market, so I could care less. But I'm happy at the fact that I was able to identify, the structure today. And the structure this week, I wasn't too confident in, but I was able to, over time, notice and understand the draw liquidities and why we did certain things, which is very nice too, as well. What's some other beneficial things this week? We did also just, honestly, we journaled a lot more. Journals started to get a lot shorter because I came straight to the point, and I don't know, it just kind of just, it made sense to me. It was the same thing. I kept on journaling. I don't know if the Wi-Fi was out that I just kind of shortened my journals, but at the same time, it has all the information I have. Maybe one or two of them was like a little bit rushed, and I want to say that was Wednesday, that I was actually kind of rushing it. But Thursday, I filled it into the T, and I was like, dude, like, something feels off. Like, I don't have enough. And that's why I didn't make the psychology video, because I was trying to go deeper and deeper in. And then today, I just kind of have the same idea, like structure and everything. There wasn't like too much because it was all there, which was like perfect to me too. So that was one thing that was very nice. Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. We also, constantly looking back at the trading idea of 1 to 2 weeks would be like, trial and error. Third week, we'll start 3 to 4 weeks. You'll start to understand maybe tilt could happen. One thing that got me really insanely pissed, and I talked about it in today's journal as well. Top Step, I gambled, lost everything. Top Step, gambled, made literally past accounts. Take profit, just taking it super slow. And it's not doing the best for me. Like, there could have been better days, but because of risk management psychology, I did it perfectly, and I ended the week nicely with, one account $1,000 up, another account $200 up. Like, it was very precise and, prestige. I liked it. But yeah, like, I don't know, I was looking at it, I was like, dude, I really love the idea of where I'm heading within it. So that's cool. I hated the fact that it happened so much quicker, but I know if I were to, I know the market will take what I don't deserve, and it will give me what I deserve, depending on how I follow my rules and executions and everything around it. So yeah, that's kind of one really strong beneficial thing for me as well. Yeah, that's why I didn't do journals either as well. The whole pissed off thing, I just was stressed, and I didn't have Wi-Fi. And I wasn't able to check journals because, I could do hotspot, but hotspot only was on my mom's phone. So that's kind of one thing that, like, was a little annoying to work around with. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to complain. I did it. I ended up working everything out. I really wish I could do more work, in a sense. I really wish I could do more effort, but that's always good to leave to next week. I'm getting my psychological videos done. I'm getting my journals done. I'm, taking my trades cleanly, precisely. I'm studying them. I'm, refining them, looking for the better things. I mean, that's 5 small micro wins that I'm looking at. Dude, I'm following my rules. Psychology is good. I'm 16 trading days in, and I'm still holding strong, which is literally 4 days away from a month. And I'm not actually holding that much. Let's say last week Tuesday was when I tilted, right? Last week Tuesday, last week Wednesday. One Tuesday or Wednesday last week was when I kind of tilted, and that's when week 2 ended, week 3 started for this week. I honestly don't really feel any more tilt. I say that I want to, but I just, like, it's like now there's like me saying I want to the laptop right here for me to tilt, and there's a fat boulder rock right here that just won't let me go through no matter where I go. It's just too far away by the time it happens. And I just, every single time I just know it's not worth it anymore. And it's not the idea that I want to switch. It's the idea that I want to make this switch because making this switch makes me want to just, like, not just drop it all, but like follow that one rule, which is, follow your rules atomically in your trading plan and your scaling plan and your risk management, your psychology plan and your daily schedule, the routine, which I really love because, I'm getting up every morning, coming downstairs, making some tea, something, this, that. And if I wake up late, I just, go back to sleep. Like Tuesday, I took off because I was like, hey, it's accumulation. If I miss out on a move, I miss out on a move. I don't care. I just need time to sleep. So I just, took my rest and everything. But it's cool though. Props to the fact that it, naturally just works out, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason, and Torley has definitely taught me a lot of different lessons and give me a lot more different knowledge, and I was able to double down. But yeah, like that's kind of my big thing, The thoughts and battles I'm definitely fighting though is, I'm definitely fighting the idea that I'm trying my best and I don't want to blow it. And I don't have this fear anymore because I just self-confirmation day by day. But there is this fear that I remember writing down, and I actually read this to Rio literally today. I was like, I have the fear of, since I built it all out and I lost it, I have the fear that it's going to happen again. But I know if I put in the work and the market actually, showed that I'm showing the market my work and everything, it's going to fully give it to me. And the scary part was I built it up again slightly and I blew it, and it's okay. It was like 8K in a week and I lost it all. But point being, you get a lot of confirmation and self-trust when you start to see that these rules actually work, especially like this week and last week, that, okay, maybe I tilted. That was data. It really was just data. This is more data again, but instead this is data in a positive form. I know there's negative data, but negative data wasn't really like a you fail type of thing. And one thing I'm really doing good at is, okay, maybe I might have slipped up on a rule, which is, taking extra trades on top step accounts. That's gonna, I kind of made the decision to, trade top step as like gambles because I don't really care about it too much. I didn't go on my top steps, or not top steps, my take profits, and I didn't go and, leverage everything too and everything and be like, I'm done with this, fuck it, let's just full send this. But yeah, it truly benefited me a lot that I finally was actually seeing control, even though I really wanted to. And I was, FOMC, I was like, dude, I could place these shorts and, just let it ride and, pass my accounts or something. And I was like, is it really worth it, or is it worth it to blow your accounts and ruin everything and, just get so pissed off that you don't want to ever trade again? Like what's the more better reality? Wait the next day and just, take a calm little setup, or rape yourself and, say, hey, cops, I just got raped, yada, yada. Like, what's the point of that? If you know it was going to happen, why did you let it happen? And that's like one thing that like helped me out too. So yeah, I mean, I'm the whole waking up right before, like 30 minutes before market open, and giving myself a chance to just for the first 15 minutes just chill, relax, just what's going on in my mind, just spill it all out and be like, hey, it's okay. And then the second 15 minutes I just hop on the charts, and from like 6:15 to 6:30 when market opens my time, I'm just like, yo, like it's cool, like just study price action, look what's going on, make your analysis. Don't, be so focused. I think one thing that really benefited me today was I was not looking for a bias. I didn't have a confirmed bias. I just sat there and I said, I don't know what I'm looking for, but if I find something, I'll take it. And I think that's one thing I'm going to start implying for next week as well. Don't claim a bias unless you have a reason already, like the setup is already playing out, like, oh, here's this PD ray, this, it's making sense. Not this PD ray happened, we already dropped, now I'm bearish for the day. Because maybe it's going to retrace and you're trying to take a short here and then it retraces up here. Like, it's not going to you're not gonna be able to just take a short at that low because your bias says to. It has to align, and I think that's one thing I'm forgetting: alignment within that bias. And if draw liquidity is met within certain time frames, for me, when that draw liquidity is met in 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, I'm forgetting the idea that price will tend to just rebalance itself to then continue going lower, and I'm stuck in the idea of, oh, it retraced shorts, like literally what happened where it taps into first presented, I'd slap shorts and I just get raped, which it's okay. I'm understanding and I'm continuing to move forward and grow in a knowledge-based form, which that's data. I'm gonna use that over and over again, but the process and the idea and just continuously growing has just been so beneficial. And I know I could have, some days I could have made 1,500. Some days I could have done this. I could have done that. I still was able to find something to learn and constant growth form. And I'll definitely take that over everything. But yeah, I'm hella tired. I'm gonna let y'all boys be. Constantly gonna update. I already sent in my journals if some of you guys are wondering for those. But bro, honestly, the grind just literally never stops, and it truly benefited me when I, was talking to other people and I actually spent my time with people who actually cared. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all boys go. This was gonna be more of a quicker recap. I kind of rushed it. I'm just out of it, but I spilled out everything that I could. But yeah, that's kind of it, boys. I'm gonna let y'all boy.